everyone. This is Uncle Z Math tutorial section. If you do like my teaching, please do subscribe, share, and like. Alright, so what we'll be having to be doing today is going to be in what I love to teach, that is under circle geometry. So circle geometry, if you hear the word circle geometry, it means something that involves shapes and properties, also involve lines alongside with it. So right now, circle geometry has theorems. So each theorems you have to know all the theorems offhand, right? And it also involves line theorems as well. That what I mean, alternate angles, sometimes corresponding angles are introduced. We also have in circle geometry triangle shape, rhombus, trapezium, and so on and so forth. But to mention but a few. So there's this question I want us to look into in circle geometry. Assuming given a question in this form, and so you're having a question in this form and you are being asked to find the value of t. Now you need to look into the terms one after the other and still the one that fits. Now, in this case, we have the center, we have the angles on the circumference, right? So there is one theorem which is always the most popular theorem, which is the beginning, I call it the beginner theorem, is that it says that what angle at the center is twice angle at the circumference. Again, angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference, right? So what we'll be doing now is that we're looking into how can we put this theorem into work. All right, so the way I can explain this center angle, actually there are two classes. We have the top center angle, then we have the bottom center angle. Why am I bringing up this? Is because this angle at the center works with the angle at circumference below. Now this angle at the center, which is I call it angle at center bottom, work with the angle at circumference above. So in solving circle geometry, we need to know some kind of insights into these theorems. So means that this angle at the top at the center works with the angle at the bottom of the circumference. The angle at the center bottom works with the angle at the center of the circumference above. So, like I said, angle at the center is twice angle at circumference. That means that if t is 1 at the circumference, then the center has to be what? Twice. That we have what? 2t. Then we divide all over again. This is 2t. And there's also another theorem that says that opposite sides, opposite angles, I mean, of cyclic quadrilateral equals to 180 degree. What I mean is this: opposite angle in a cyclic quadrilateral equals to 180 degree. That means that taking B, angle A, and angle D in consideration, that is angle B, AD, then taking angle B, angle C, and D in consideration, angle B, C, D equals to 180 degree, right? Then note this: anytime you work with circle geometry, you need to put the theorem. Let me the reason for this formula, that is, you go put in brackets angles in the opposite side of cyclic equals to supplementary angle, that is 180 degree. So angles of opposite sides of cyclic and lateral equals to supplementary angles, that is 180 degree. So what do we have actually? So that means that angle BAD, we have it as 60 degree. Then angle BCD equals to what? So we have angle BCD equals to 180 degree minus 60 degree. Alright, so the angle here we have 180. So we have 180 degree minus 60 degree. That's the angle there. Remember, we have gotten two laws, two theorems here. Angle at the center is twice angle at the what? Circumference. Right? So that means if one is there, then at the center to be what? 2. We're just going to do supplementary angles of that cyclic quadrilateral. Alright, so we have this and this angle, we have it as 180. So now the third one is that look at the shapes. You can see triangle, that is triangle, you can see triangle BOD. You can also see triangle BCD. Alright, so this triangle happens to be in conjunction together. They happens to be forming what we call rhombus, right? So you just have to look into the theorems and look into the shapes given to you in the questions. In our next video, I'll be giving you more shapes so that you understand how circumgeometry works with shapes and theorems. Now, since we're having triangle B or D and triangle BCD, right, forming a kind of rhombus shape inscribed in this circle. And in rhombus properties, say that what? Opposite angles are what? Equal. So that means that opposite angles are what? Equal. So we have what? 2t degree equals to what? 1 minus t degree, right? So what do we have? Coming over here, continuation, you're going to have what? To get the value for t, very going to be easy. Here we have t degree, 2 degree equals to what? 180 degree minus t degree. So what is t? We have 2 degree, 2t degree. Then bring this t degree to the other side, going to have what? Plus t degree equals to what? 180 degree. So we have 3t degree equals to what? 180 degree. Then definitely t degree equals to what? 60 degree. So that is just the techniques in solving problems in circle geometry. Right now we applied how many laws, how many theorems? One, angle at the center tries angle at circumference. Two, since we're having quadrilateral, that is circle quadrilateral means all let me just say the shape inscribed in a circle must have 4 angles. I mean, that is quadrilateral means having 4 angles or 4 sides. So we have 4 angles. That makes the cyclic quadrilateral be inscribed in a circle. So an opposite angle in the cyclic quadrilateral equals to what? Equals to 180 degree. So difference, so to if this place is t, definitely there will be 1 over and 180 minus t degree. And also apply the last one, that's rhombus theorems, that says opposite angles, right, are equal. So if you look at the equation here, definitely following your arithmetic, your t will be what? 60 degrees. So next class we're still going to work on this, because in our next class we'll be looking at how to get the angle, how to find the angle of ADC. That's what we'll be doing in our next class. So please, if you love my explanation, subscribe, share, and like. See you in the next class. Have a nice day. Bye.